Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage from New Orleans is brought to you in part by Flight by Yuengling, Circa Las Vegas, Smokey Mo's Barbecue, Synergenx Testosterone and Weight Loss, and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back to the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage continues. Brought to you in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. And we're going to talk some pork rinds right now. Dylan Stewart out of South Carolina, the Crunch Time Hero of the Year from PorkRinds.com. Mark Singleton with us as well from Southern Recipe Small Batch. Dylan, freshman at South Carolina. College football nowadays is so different. Take us from a player standpoint in the NIL world, how college football is for you as a freshman versus what you thought it might be when you were a sophomore in high school starting to get letters from everybody.
You said how has it changed?
How has it changed? The recruiting process, all of it.
It's all changed. Like now you going on visit with your agent. People hiring agents before they even get to college. Like it's just crazy.
So I've got to ask you, are you bitter that South Carolina didn't get in the playoffs?
Super bitter.
Right? I mean, because they were playing probably the best football of just about anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you would be. I was a little bitter about that, and I'm not a South Carolina fan.
That's crazy.
I know.
Crazy that they didn't get in, or he's not a fan?
No, that's crazy.
Either way.
Either way.
The idea of playing big-time SEC college football, everybody thinks about it. We watch it. What's it like being in it? You roll into a stadium, and what was your, as a freshman, everything was new this year. What stadium blew you away the most?
What stadium blew me away? I don't think no stadium blew me away, but I'd say, like, the best stadium I played in, like, away was Alabama. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best stadium I played in.
Was it the stadium? Was it the fans? What were all of it?
It was just the stadium.
Just the stadium. Are the fans mean? Are they bitter? Or
no? Nah. I don't know.
No.
Really.
Dylan Stewart from South Carolina here on the Blitz. Now, you realize our station, we're the home of the Aggies.
No.
And we're going to piss off a lot of people because I got to ask you about the A&M game.
Yeah.
It's all right. We get what that game atmosphere. Watching it on television looked incredible. You were playing in it, and obviously you guys won that game. What was that like?
That was one for the books for real. That was a good night. Once we got to that fourth quarter, 7 minutes left? I got the sack. The TJ came back with the sack. The game was over after that.
Well, I mean, the defense was fantastic in that game, and really all season long. I mean, you guys were solid, and again, I think playing the best of just about anybody in the country.
Yeah, that started in the offseason. Like, we was preaching, like, we want to be the best defensive unit in the country. So that started in the offseason.
Did you see yourself just getting better as each game went by?
Yeah, each game I was getting more knowledge and more knowledge of the game, of how things go, and just getting comfortable.
As a freshman to have the impact that you had, 6.5 sacks on the year, and one of those obviously led to a win. Defensive players making the impact play to help your team win. I don't want to. It's hard to ask, but were you surprised you had the impact as a freshman that you did?
No.
Of course not, right? You just knew you were going to just walk right into the SEC and kick everybody's butt.
Yeah, because during like fall camp, spring camp, it was crazy. I was doing some crazy stuff. So.
Like what?
Some crazy stuff, like eight sacks in one scrimmage.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So the SEC, is that why? I mean, is that a big part of the reason you went to South Carolina?
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I picked South Carolina.
So I mean, is it as brutal and as tough every game as everybody says it is?
Yeah, you coming out with your back hurting, your legs bloodied up, your knuckles messed up, your hands. You can't even use your hands. Your head hurt, all types of things.
How long does it take to recover?
Probably about 2 days, 2-3 days.
Yeah, you just lay around, do nothing.
Just lay around, go to the facility, get treatment.
Nice.
Keep it moving.
Dylan Stewart joining us here on the Blitz from South Carolina. When you look at some of the great defensive players in the NFL, and we're a Cowboys affiliate as well, you get a Micah Parsons. Is there somebody in the league right now that you watch, that you emulate, that you look up to and go, I'm that guy?
I don't really emulate anybody, but I watch a couple of people like Myles Garrett and Aiden Hutchinson and Rashawn Gary, players like that.
Those pretty good players to watch.
Well, the fact that you're going to be in that, you'll be in the league soon, right?
Yeah.
As soon as it's allowed. Like if you could go now, you probably would go, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
You know, and then so you're going to be that guy soon. Where'd you grow up?
Washington D.C.
Oh wow.
Who's your NFL team?
It was the Ravens, and then Ray Lewis retired, and I just stopped because the Commanders weren't good. So.
Well, are you happy what they did this year? I mean,
no, I'm definitely happy. I wish they would have went to the Super Bowl. That would have been great.
Yeah.
But you're not a Washington fan, though.
Nah.
All right, good. Ravens I can deal with. Washington, we can still be friends. You know how that goes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you were told about the Crunch Time Hero of the Year award, what was that process like with our friends from PorkRinds.com?
It was I kind of already knew I won because they was hinting me about it, but it was just a great feeling to know my hard work paid off.
And Mark Singleton from Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, you put this program together. Take us through the process of the weekly awards and then the annual award.
So, just like pork rinds, defensive linemen are really underappreciated and under exposed. And we really wanted to come up with a college football award that really focused on those guys down in the trenches that are making crunch time plays, those game-changing plays like Dylan did week 1 of the season. And we celebrated that all year. We had some great plays this year from some phenomenal college athletes. And as it kept going, Dylan kept getting more and more momentum. And when we totaled up all the votes at the end of the year, he was just by far the winner. But obviously he's best defensive freshman of the year, all SEC. What a great year he's had. And we're so proud to have him as our spokesman for the Crunch Time Hero Award. And so glad to have him here at the Super Bowl with you guys.
That's awesome. And the fact that you bring him down here in South Carolina, I guess it's not quite San Antonio, but that's pork rind country too, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got rednecks with paychecks all over South Carolina. I mean, it's great. And this year we're able to team up with, as you guys know, the reason we do this is so we can team up with great charities and support their effort and talk about them as we go around the Super Bowl today here at Radio Row.
The charities are amazing, Mark. I mean, the charities that benefit. What are a couple of them?
Well, obviously we have supported Mike Dick and the Grind Greats with our Pork Rind Appreciation Day campaign for years, but this year we teamed up with the Archer Foundation to really bring awareness to a really rare cancer. It's called DIPG. It's named after a 6-year-old boy named Archer who lost his life last year to DIPG. And only 300 kids a year get this disease. And when we were going through it with Archer, who happens to be my grandson, when we were going through it with him, we met other families that were having trouble paying their bills. When you find out your child has 6 months to live or a year to live, the very first diagnosis, they take you to a specialist that helps you start dealing with that. And when that's your first doctor's appointment, that's overwhelming for people. And so Melissa, my daughter, said, hey, we need to help these people. We need to help them with their medical bills. We need to help them get to their doctor treatment. We need to help them focus on the important things in their lives, which is taking care of their kids during this excruciating time. So we founded the Archer Foundation. We're raising money to help families with DIPG. We're already helping a dozen families, and we're going to get to hundreds of kids, and we're going to help them make that part of their life a little easier. And Dylan's been a great help to us getting the word out, and we really appreciate his efforts.
Well, then, Mark Singleton, I've known you a long time, and watching you and your family go through what you went through with Archer, because what you didn't mention, there's no survival. When you get this, nobody has ever survived, but the families go through it. And for your daughter and for you to go through what you guys have gone through in the last several months, to turn around and start immediately helping others says a lot about your family.
It says a lot about my daughter. It says a lot about Rudolph Foods, allowing us to associate our money and our efforts and our focus to bring awareness to this horrifying disease. I mean, most people, we didn't know anything about it, and most people don't. But now we're going to bring awareness to DIPG. We're going to help raise money, not just for a cure, and there needs to be a cure, but more importantly, to give these people a hug, a prayer, and a hope of an easier time as they, once again, do one of the toughest things you could ever conceive of.
Congratulations, man.
Mark
Singleton, what you're doing.
Dylan Stewart, porkrinds.com. Of course, Sunday, Pork Rind Appreciation
Yeah.
Day. Fun game at porkrinds.com where you could win tickets to next year's Super Bowl in San Francisco. That game, whoever developed that on your staff, that's addicting. That game is more addicting than the actual pork rinds.
The game has been a big, huge hit. We couldn't believe how many people played it and how many people entered the contest. And, man, we cannot wait to see our winner at the Super Bowl next year along here with you guys.
Porkrinds.com. Dylan Stewart, Mark Singleton, appreciate you jumping on with us on the Blitz.